This video is for brands who are serious about growing on Amazon. And if that's you, you understand how every lever that you pull amplifies your efforts to unlock your full growth potential. Amazon SEO is not what it used to be, but finding the right keywords to use in your listing optimization, to inspire your content strategy, and to target your ads is critical to your success. Whether you want to use Helium 10 as your sole keyword tool or as an amplifier for tools like DataDive, in today's video, I'm walking you through how I use Helium 10 to identify keyword opportunities that other tools leave on the table. And of course, this video is also part of my complete Amazon listing optimization process series, which means that we will be using the imaginary bully stick brand that we have been building together as the example to walk you through how we have refined our process with Helium 10 over helping 2,500 brands launch and find success on Amazon. So if that sounds good to you, then let's not waste another moment. Let's dive into the nitty-gritty. Now, some of the reasons why I like Helium 10 is it allows me to find highly specific keywords that I'm not able to find in other tools, particularly if the product that I am trying to run research for has some truly unique components or elements that are not reflected in the competition. So while DataDive makes things very streamlined, fast, and easy, it lacks some of that flexibility that is necessary to making sure that no stone goes unturned. Helium 10 is also great for identifying seasonality and trends because it does give you access to historical data. So if you're trying to forecast for next summer or Valentine's Day, then you can look at how those search trends change throughout the year, as well as if there are trends happening. All of those details are so important because, as we know, nothing is static in the world of e-commerce, including how customers are searching for your products. So the way that customers might search for your item in the spring is not necessarily the same as they will in the fall, and you need to know that if you want to get your product in front of those customers. And bonus, it also gives you the ability to search for Walmart search terms. So if you are having a diversification plan in place, then you have the ability to identify whether Walmart is a good opportunity for you. And if you choose to sell on Walmart Marketplace, then you have access to finding those keywords that you are going to need in order to be successful there, because what works on one platform does not at all translate to what is going on another marketplace. Now, as you're watching this video, if you realize that Helium 10 is a tool that you absolutely want to add to your toolbox, then I do have a couple of discount codes that you can use to save on your subscription. So depending on which of those discounts sounds best for you, both of those are in the description box below. Okay, so just logged into Helium 10. We are going to go to the tools. So the two tools that we really like to use in Helium 10 in particular are Cerebro and Magnet. You can see with both of these that they have the plus Walmart, which is pretty cool. So the Cerebro function is going to be very similar to how we use DataDive. This is a reverse ASIN tool that will take competitor listings and show you the keywords that they are indexing and ranking for, along with a whole host of other data. So we need some competitor ASINs, which, if you don't know what an ASIN is, or ASIN, that is a unique identifier that Amazon uses for each individual product, and you can find it on the product page, but you can also find it in the URL if you click into a product from the search results page. So for example, I'm here on a thick bully sticks for dogs, so I can just highlight and copy that and then go over into Cerebro. And then if I wanted to do another product, product, then I can go ahead and find that ASIN right here and copy that over into Cerebro as well. So I have two options of what I can do with this. I can either use this tool to get competitors or get keywords. So if I don't want to have to go through a big variety of products, then I can choose those directly from here, making it easy. So I just select the ones that I want: Red Barn, Mighty Paw, Nature Naws, Cadet, Paw Struck. Just want to get a good variety here. How many have I selected? Oh, I've got them all. So now I have 10, which is the maximum amount of ASINs I can use for this search. And now it's time to get my keywords. So you can see here, I now have my results populated. And before I even get to those, I get to something that is really unique about Helium-10, which is that I have all of these filters that I can set to really begin to specifically hone in on the types of keywords that I'm looking for. It does also have some preset options as well. So it says brand name removal. If there are competitor brand names in there, I'm assuming, excluding special characters. So if there's anything funky that I don't want. Top keywords. So this says main keywords commonly used by competitors and have a substantial search volume, or opportunity keywords, which I already read this and it is a bunch of gobbledygook. But my impression of what they are trying to do with this opportunity keywords are ones that may have low competition, relatively high search, and could be those golden ticket opportunities to really be able to rise up in the ranks and build momentum. And you see, that's not all. We also have an AI filter. So this allows you to create custom filters for keyword phrases using natural language AI. And it says they'll filter the top 1,000 keywords by search volume based on your criteria. So the example that it gives is show only Spanish keywords. We can even run a listing analyzer for our competitors to see where they may be missing out. Now, all of these keywords are not keyword opportunities. Not all of these keywords are even going to be ones that relate or that we should use or that have much search volume at all. So that's where these filters, especially the pre-built ones, come in super handy. So if I click opportunity keywords, you see here that it pre-fills a minimum search volume of 500. So anything that's like 250, for example, it's not even going to show me. It shows me the competitor rank here and gives me a range of 1 to 15 and number of competitors 1 to 2. So that, yeah, this is showing that it has a decent search volume, but relatively low competition. So if we click on brand name removal, for example, then you'll see here now we have a much more streamlined list of 846 keywords, but there's an issue here because one of our top competitors has Best Bully Sticks as their brand name, which means that they have now removed all bully stick related keywords, even though they are absolutely within our liberty to be able to use. So these filters may not always be as functional as you want them to be, but that's just, you only know by testing. So I'm going to remove that filter. So I put it back on opportunity keywords and it has narrowed my list down to 222 filtered keywords. Now let's organize those by search volume, and we see dog treats. Dog treats for medium dogs. We do unfortunately see some brand keywords here. Pupford is a competitor, so there's a number of those that might not be super helpful. And so unfortunately what we're seeing here, and this is just what's going to happen, is that many of these keywords are not necessarily related to our product in a way that's going to make them functional, but simultaneously we may also identify some other keyword opportunities that we wouldn't have found otherwise. So this is really just about being very detailed and going through that keyword list and understanding what you are looking for and how to evaluate the keywords. So it shows us how many sales are being driven on that particular keyword, how it ranks it. So the Cerebro IQ score is going to indicate to us where some real golden opportunities would be. So if I wanted to sort it by the Cerebro IQ score, then we can see that there is an outmatched search volume for duck feet for dogs. Probably not a lot of option there. There's also a high Cerebro IQ score for beef liver, but that's one of those keywords that you need to be looking at with some nuance because beef liver is also something that humans could be searching for their own consumption. So you wouldn't want to just look at a keyword like that on the surface and immediately be like, wow, there are over 10,000 searches a month for beef liver. This is that golden opportunity. You want to be doing a little bit of digging to see why there is a demand for beef liver. Is it that there are really a lot of people that are searching for beef liver treats for their dogs, or are there actually a lot of people that are searching beef liver for their own consumption? And so a keyword can tell you part of a story, but you're going to need to do your research, and that might also include doing your research off of Amazon to understand where this demand and this interest is coming from and whether this is indicating an opportunity or whether it's just false positive, if you will. So I'm going to remove this opportunity keywords as well because I'm not finding it particularly helpful given the specific details of our product. And then you can see here, now I ran the filter for top keywords, and this is giving me, unsurprisingly, bully sticks for large dogs, bully sticks for small dogs, for medium dogs, dog bully sticks. So all of those just very straightforward keywords that are the most searched for my particular category. So some other filters that you might find particularly helpful are the excluding keywords. So if I know that there are some brand names that I don't want to show in the search results, like one field in particular that you'll probably find quite helpful is the exclude keyword. So if you know that there are forbidden keywords that you cannot use in your content, or brand names that you don't want to mistakenly use, or words that you just know are not actually relevant, then you can put those in the exclude filter, and that will just streamline things and make it much easier. So for example, I know that liver is not going to be helpful. Pupford is a brand name. Natural Farms is another. Although those Natural Farms I probably want to keep because if they were separate, then that would be okay. So I'm going to just apply the filter with those two excluders, the Pupford and the liver. And we can see it narrowed it down a little bit. So that's where you're going to want to make sure that you understand how to utilize these filters, because nobody is wanting to manually reviewing 37,000 keywords. But at the same time, it's so helpful to be able to have access to this data and to be able to dig in and to filter it in different ways. So that is Cerebro. I know all of this is a lot. So by this point, if your head is just exploding with overwhelm and you would like someone to help you, not only with the keyword research process, but with just optimizing your listing and really taking this off of your plate, then please reach out and we would be happy to help. You can do that by filling out the free listing analysis form, which will also get you some feedback about how you can improve your listing to convert more of your target customers. That is at marketingbyemma.com/free analysis or in the link in the comments or description. So now let's go to Magnet, which is my favorite tool with Helium 10. And that is because I can get hyper specific, not only about the product itself, but perhaps circumstantial uses for it, specific ingredients. So like if you have a skincare item and you have a blend of different ingredients that do not present themselves in any of your competitors, you are going to want to make sure that you are still capturing the searches for keywords that are ingredient specific. So if you have evening primrose oil and squalene and peptides, etc., you're going to want to make sure that any keyword searches for each of those high value keywords that you are tapping into. And if you are only doing a reverse ASIN search around anti-aging face cream, then you might have keywords that are more specific to the function and the application and the style of product, but that have the these gaps around the ingredients themselves. Similarly, if you are launching a product that is very unique, that there is no direct correlation with anything else that's sold on Amazon, then Magnet is going to be really helpful for you because you can search by function. And so this gives you the ability to be more flexible and creative in your keyword research so that you are truly identifying every single opportunity. So let's say for a keyword that we want to enter here, we could say long lasting dog treat for large dogs. So I'm searching a pretty long keyword phrase here. Let's see what Magnet gives me. Now, a more straightforward product like a bully stick is probably going to have all of the opportunities identified through a reverse ASIN search with Cerebro. So this particular example may not be as exciting with the Magnet results as some other categories, but absolutely categories like skincare and supplements and food products, Magnet is going to be so important for you. So I've searched long-lasting dog treats for large dogs, and you can see here that it's giving me a list of 3,500 keywords. So it's much more consolidated than our Cerebro list. And let's just go ahead and sort by search volume. And so once more, it's going to give me a lot of keywords that are not necessarily related, but like dog bones, long lasting. Bones can also just be a way that customers are more generally referring to a chew, treat, or toy. And so I would think that there is still high enough relevancy that that could be a keyword worth considering here. This dog bones long lasting is pretty high. Search volume, not super low competing products, but not nothing. And so I mentioned how Helium 10 gives you historical data, and that's where it's really cool. So like this dog bones long lasting, if I wanted to, I can see what the top ranked listings are on that specific word. And then over here where you see the search volume, if I click on this little graph, it shows me the last year what the trends have been. So there was a super big spike right around Christmas time. Perhaps people were buying their dogs Christmas gifts. I know in my family, the dogs both give and receive gifts, not only around the holidays, but also around birthdays. It was just my birthday, and my parents' dog, Lola, I guess she is my little sister, gave me a birthday card. So this is helpful to know because you might not assume that dog treats have that giftability to them, because for many people, dogs are really considered a member of their family. There is that holiday season gifting surge that is really important to capitalize on, and that you want to make sure that you are prepared for, both with your content assets as well as your SEO and advertising strategy. This historical data is just so valuable here. So this is the find suggestions. I can also have it analyze keywords. If I had a list of up to 200 keywords, then it will give me a detailed summary of those keywords. So quickly, in summary, Cerebro is going to be able to give you a bunch of keywords that are highly related to your direct competitors, whereas Magnet is going to allow for that more specific tailored search that is going to really fill in all the gaps. So for us, when we are going through our keyword process, we will first start with DataDive because it's also so helpful for then building out the listing, and then fill it in with Magnet in order to make sure that we cover every single opportunity that exists. We do not want to leave any golden keyword opportunity on the floor. And so that is the keyword research process. In the next part of the series, we are going to be putting all of this together to show you how we prepare our keyword strategy for the listing optimization piece of things, how we combine this in with the outlining process, and how we start to create the foundations for a winning Amazon listing. You're going to want to make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss out when that next video drops. And in the meantime, I'm sure that YouTube is probably recommending something really great that you should absolutely go and watch right now. So I better see you over there. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Bye.